Now, students, here we are. So, um, over on my project browser here now, you can see I've got my sheets started to get organized. And now we're at that point where we need to start inputting information onto the plan sections and elevations. So, I'm going to go through this with you in a few different a different set of video tutorials here. Um, so, let's pop in here. We're into our core there. Now, before I do that, we need to make a couple of decisions here. So if I bring up my plans here, now you can see that my GAs, my general arrangement plans, I've had to go down to a scale of 1:200 to fit these in place. It's the basement, and that's the ground floor there. And 1:200 is quite a small scale, and it presents a set of problems which we need to address as well. You can see even just with the size of the section heads and the section arrows. Now you can go in and change those, make them smaller. If that's what you wanted to do. In this case, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a different approach. But the first problem that we probably need to address here is when we pop into, say, somewhere like here, and we want to dimension this up. If I go into annotate and align, and I'll dimension to the face here, and the face there, face there. Now you can see those dimensions are absolutely enormous, and they're running into each other, and they're taking up too much space. So that is based on a linear dimension style of 2.5. So I'm going to edit type here and hit the drop down box. And I don't think I have anything less than 2.5 here. There's diagonal, but I don't want diagonal. So I'm going to duplicate this. So it'll take all the properties. And I'm going to make this 1.5. Here we go. Okay. And what I'll go is down here, and I will change the text height here to 1.5. Now I can kind of more or less leave the rest. I might, one thing I just might change in terms of the transparency here. Yeah, no, I'll just leave it at that for the moment. Apply and OK. All right, now you can see that's immediately come down. But if I go back into my GA plans here, now again, they're smaller. They still can be read, but they are smaller. So you have to find that kind of balance between the two. So what are we going to dimension up here? And again, at a scale of 1:100, 1:50 or something like that, I can pile in dimensions in here, and they can all be read and whatever. But I think there's a different strategy that would need to be taken, because these are set at a 1:200 scale. And the strategy that I would be using in this case here, I'm not saying that you guys have to do this, because as far as I know, you've been asked for general arrangement drawings. But what I would do is I would put in the bare set of dimensions here. Something like just the internal spaces. All right. Escape. Let's do that again. Aligned, and let's change this out for the smaller dimension there. Damn, did I save that? I don't think I did. So edit type, duplicate. It's diagonal. Cancel. Right. Diagonal 1.8, 1.5. There it is there. Right. So we'll go from here to here. I'll put that dimension in. Here to here. I'll put that dimension in. We'll go from there to there. Put that dimension in. So you can see I'm just literally giving the internal spaces here. And I'm not gonna do the walls now or anything else like that. The thickness of the walls is such, because that'll all come about. Okay, so something like that. Now, that's probably good enough there. And what I've done is, again, I've left some space because we have to do our room tags and things like that as well there. Now, the alternative to that is I could, and this is probably the strategy that I would take, is that I would do a call out here, and I put this onto a different sheet. So I would do something like this: into view, the call out rectangle, and I do a full call out of that service area, like so. Over there, and I would put this onto a different sheet. So that is a plan call out. Get up here. There now, I would rename that, and I would call this Core 1 Detail. Core 1 Plan Detail. All right. Core 1 Plan Detail. And if I go down to my sheets here, I'd have a new sheet for detailed plans. And I'd actually have a new category for these as well. But I'm just going to drag this across, put it on there. Okay, and I will activate the view, and that would be a scale of 1:50. Deactivate now. So you can see now that I have got that plan view there. Change that to my detail reference with line. I'll stick it up here. Now, immediately, if I activate that view, I can. That is that's the CAD plan underneath there. So I'm just going to turn that off there. Hide in view, hide element. Now I can go in, and again, it is if I've activated the view there. You can see now that it tends to reverse the course. I'll put it back into fine, but I can now go in here and annotate, and I can use that maybe 2.5 or 2 mil. See, now I can start adding in all of those strings of dimensions, which I like, which I always look for, not individual dimension strings. Okay, something like that there. Now you can see how we can get in and dimension that in a lot more detail by using that technique of creating a call out here, a core plan detail call out, and then you would do that over here as well for the toilets. Let's just do that, show you how that works out. View call out. So that whole core area there. We'll do that one. Okay, and there it's the second one. So again, we'd select that and we would rename. And this will be core 2 and detail. Okay, and then back down to my sheet down here. Let's open up here, isn't it? This one. Now this one will obviously come in larger again. So let's see what it comes in at anyway. Core plan detail 2. Oh, I have to deactivate this in order to bring this in. Okay, now let's get in and see what the scale is here. Activate, change that again to 1:50. Deactivate. Okay, that's not bad now, is it? So you can see now that I could get the other core in here as well. So I can get those kind of 3 cores set up here. And if I activate the view, and again, just select that is the CAD plan underneath, and I'll hide that element. Now, you see, I've got access to that. Now I can put in a whole string of dimensions, lots of information and things like that can go in there as well. And that, I think that is the right way to go about that, in setting up. So I could get the third core in here, I would think, as well, and I can get all my dimensions in that way. And because these are fairly repetitive the whole way up, then we only have to do that once, really, to be honest with you. I know this core slightly changes, so you might be doing a second sheet for that. So I might consult with Olivia and Pierce here and just see if they're happy enough to go about it that way. Also, then, and again, if you notice, it seems to revert to in the graphic display to course, and we'll go with fine here. Deactivate view, whatever else. Okay. So that is one way of going about that. Back to this plan. Now, if we can do that, then I don't really need to be putting in dimensions in here or in here. I just would need to perhaps put in overall dimensions of a length across here and a width across there. I know that's probably all you've got to do is follow the grids to get your sizes for that. But areas like this here might need some dimensioning as well. So that is one strategy on how to go about that, and we might as well just finish this off by putting in that call out over here. Okay, and so this is core 3. Rename. Core 3. And go back to our sheet, and we'll drag that on there now. Okay. Oh, it has come in with that there. Right. Let's activate that view. First of all, we'll change this back to fine. Change the scale to 1:50, and over here now. We'll just hide that one in view. Not quite sure it's why it's picking that one up just yet. Okay, and then we'll deactivate that view. To there. Okay. Just select that and move it. Now that's perfect. You know what I mean? There's our 3 cores now, sitting up very nice and neatly there. So we can go in now and dimension all the fixed walls and all of those areas there, using maybe a 2 mil text dimension style, something like that. But that would take care of all of that. So that's kind of part 1 as to how I would go and set up my cores here. And as I said, then all I really have to do, I don't really have to put in a huge amount of dimensions here, to be honest with you, because the grids, are kind of telling us that story more than anything else. But if I did want to do that, I'd just be putting in overall dimensions like so, and they're handy enough to read. Maybe something like that one there as well. And that will go to the inside here. So I'd be doing kind of things like that, just long overall dimensions, because the smaller ones are taken care of with those core plan details that I've set out. Okay.